Hello everyone and welcome to The Sims Build. Now, if you wonder why this is already here like that, that is because I screwed up my audio recording and I just noticed and I didn't feel like rebuilding the entire thing. So quick recap. I am building an apartment building. I'm building it in San Myshuno, so look-wise it's gonna be in that industrial charm. I want to pretend like we have retail downstairs. We cannot mix community and rental lots. However, the apartment lots can have public spaces for all the tenants, and that's what I'm gonna place here, and I'm just gonna make it look like it's open to the public. And then above that, I want to have renters. I want one level with 2, I want one level with 3, and then I want one loft level. The boxes are just placed there like that for now. They don't mean a lot yet. I want to build this whole thing German style. German style basically for me means there is no kitchen included. In Germany, while there is the concept of rental units that come with a kitchen that you rent to, the vast majority of kitchens do not. Either it comes with a kitchen that you buy, or it doesn't come with a kitchen at all and you buy your own. I personally, as a renter, prefer that because it means that I can have a kitchen that follows my financial needs and follows my basic daily life needs, and I get exactly what I want and not something that somebody put in there without consulting me and it doesn't even fit with my lifestyle or my needs or doesn't fit my financial capabilities. I'm gonna build it that way here because I'm gonna fully furnish all the apartments, and that way I don't have to repeatedly build the same thing over and over and over again. I can furnish the kitchen the way the tenant I have in mind would probably like it. And therefore, I have a bit more excitement while building. So that's the reason why. But visually, it's going to be industrial. I don't want cookie cutter apartments. That's boring for me to build. And I'm building this mostly for my entertainment and yours, of course. So cookie cutter is out of the question for me. 3 apartments. I would one small one, like a singles apartment, and 2 medium-sized one, and the 2 apartments could be bigger, and then there's the loft, obviously. This is gonna get confusing to me pretty soon. Oh no. I was thinking there could be balconies here.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
I'm trying something here. No, I think I like that. With the correct rooftop texture. Something like this. Yeah, I think I can live with this layout, honestly. Let's see. I will put some industrial looking windows and doors there. This is kind of nice. One down, one up. And so we create one continuous window. Is this horrible? Oh, it's so horrible. Oh, that drives me nuts. This hurts me. Oh, this hurts so bad. This would be symmetrical. For that, the walls would need to change, though. What if I make it really not symmetrical and that kind of saves it? Because it's not trying to be symmetrical anymore? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% satisfied yet, but maybe this comes with the time. I feel like the balconies were put on the house later on, and so they're a modern feature. Generally, I feel like if you have an industrial house with a loft on top, it's gonna be modernized in a way. I'm gonna leave the middle separation wall for now because I'm still not entirely sure what I want from that. I kind of like the idea of having these heavy, sturdy metal bars there for the balcony to rest on. And then maybe the fitting columns too. No, I like that. I may look for a different fence, I'm not yet sure. Although I do like it. It's just that this little piece here is now annoying. I may be willing to ignore it though. Gotta be honest with you, I may just ignore it. Because I like the overall look of this. And it feels sturdy. Because those are big balconies and before it didn't feel quite structurally sound, especially the upper balconies. But now they do. Now I trust this build. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. This is quite the tip though. If you switch the direction of the tiles, it can actually be quite the nice effect. It's gotta be a little bit of greenery here. It's not an entire concrete hell. And then there's this one utility door that I want for the utility room. Oh, not utility door, but this, the chroma door. Oh, golden highlights, golden highlights. Ho ho ho. Gonna start with the apartments and I'll do the public space later, I think. First I need to decide on front doors, I think. Kind of love the idea of the copper. Because black would have been a bit heavy, I think. I think I furnished the smallest apartment first. And this is, as I said, gonna be a singles place. And, well, doesn't even have a bedroom. So this looked like a face, it does look like a face that goes, ah! Well, I'm gonna ignore that. And I kind of think this could be the nook where the Murphy bed is, because it offers some sort of privacy, in a way. Now these Murphy beds, they're a tiny little bit dangerous. They can actually kill you soon, but it's gonna be fine. Maybe like this, because then we can have a wall-mounted TV on the other side. I need to change the walls though. Like this is too orange on orange. So this is a bookshelf as well, which means I'm not losing any functionality if I block this, which I might want to, because I would like there to be a table for when the bed is a sofa or like some sort of couch table. I think I'll furnish the rest of it in speed build mode. And here we are in speed build mode. Now since this is a Murphy bed place with no bedroom, I thought the tenant must be quite young, maybe a student, maybe parents put some money into giving their kid a space that's probably really expensive, let's be real. So I wanted this to be cool but young, you know, somebody who can afford good living but also wants to have some fun with it. The kitchen I really struggled with, especially the dining space of it, because the way I had layouted the space, it didn't really give me any good spots for a dining room or kitchen. So I did something pretty unconventional. I had the kitchen run the entire length of the wall and then made a dining space in the middle of it. I think that's kind of cool and different and unique, and that's something that I would associate with a young person living alone for the first time in an industrial loft, you know. I wanted this to be cool, to have some sort of coolness, and that required some unique kind of building styles here and there. Generally speaking, I wanted this place to embrace the industrial look of it while not forgetting some of the playfulness, which meant I opted for a lot of pretty bold statement pieces here and there, but also kept the furniture quite minimal because that person doesn't need so much furniture. And yet, generally plants are a good idea, but especially in loft buildings and with the exposed brick walls that are, by the way, put in every single apartment. Every single apartment has exposed brick walls. But with that look, I think bold plants are even more important because they kind of sell it to make this cold industrial space a home. Another go-to of me is to use a lot of hobby-ish items as decor, so sports stuff, books, things that show that the sim is living a life, rather than just placing decor elements there that have no function. I mean, these pieces have no function, but they suggest function. Generally, I wanted stuff that sells character. And speaking of creative solutions that speak of character, here you see me use this light frame and then place a picture in it, like sizing it down. And that is a good way to create unique art or light or whatever pieces. I also do this a lot with furniture, so that not all your apartments look the same, even if you are most likely gonna recycle some of the furniture. The bathrooms are relatively the same across all the apartments. They all have the same tiles, they all have the same showers and or bathtubs and toilets and sinks. But any other piece in there, like mirrors, storage furniture, towels, etc., that's obviously unique to the tenants. And so that's also a way for me to have some fun with the build. Since this is a first floor apartment that goes right out onto the street, I gave them privacy protection in the form of planter boxes, which I really like. So I think this is the smallest apartment done for now. Maybe I'll go back to it later. Now this is a 1-bedroom apartment, maybe for a couple. I want to do fun colors, I think. If we use that, and then we find a wall color that's similar. Guess this is the closest. Let's see. The good thing is that there is no direct wall touching, so it could still work. Yeah, I think that works. With enough distance, it doesn't look dissimilar. It's just slightly worried that this might be a bit small. Yes, see, that works. Then eating could be here, and this is a living room section. It's a little small, but listen, it's an industrial old building in a big city. What did you expect for any kind of money? In this economy? Because this is still expensive, probably. It's a luxury apartment. I think that works. And then maybe we can get them a hood, because we have the space here. It's a small kitchen. Actually, the smallest apartment has a way bigger kitchen, but we can make it work. I do get a real table though. And then we might even have space for a small desk there, maybe like a 1-tile desk. Is this too many chairs and tables? Maybe it works better with a direction change. Actually, yeah, that helps. Because not all the chairs and tables are exactly identical. And again, I do think we can still use the door, although I will scoot it over just a tiny bit. It won't look too weird from the outside, I think, because there's enough distance there. I mean, you can tell that it's a little scooted over, but I think it's fine if we don't tell anybody. What if TV like this, but TV slightly angled, like so? I mean, it's a tight space, but also it does still seem functional, and it does not seem too overly weird. It seems like they had an odd shape to work with and made it work. So the idea is to have a little side table that's basically part of the couch here, and then this is actually storage, because I want the spaces to still feel functional even though they're very small. So they have music and a television and a computer. That's gotta be enough. You don't have room for any hobbies. A little bit of yellow for a pop of color. I mean, this is really colorful, but it's all the same color, and having a little bit of contrast there, both in how it's saturated and that it's a different color, that is something I think this place needs a little bit. Yes, looky here. It looks like a real functional space. I always love the moment where I build stuff and then it starts coming together as a functional space. It's honestly my favorite moment. And then maybe a picture off center to the left or the right. Oh, that is cool. I'll do that. And then I reuse those next to the door. What's the most jacket like? This? It has jeans right front and center, but maybe if I hang it that way, because the rest of it is just upper body wear. It could totally go in the hall. You know, you'll never know. You won't tell, right? Don't tell anyone. Yeah, that works for me. And then maybe umbrella. I also want to see if I do actually prefer it in the middle to give this more breathing space. And I might actually. So now I'm gonna see about the light situation. Maybe like this, way sized down. Struggling. Oh my god. It's close enough, right? Maybe I find something to do with this here. Oh, that's nice. I would change this temperature later on. If I don't forget. If I do forget and you end up downloading this, which by the way you can always do, my gallery name is always in the description of the video, and then you can just change the color. But I hope I won't forget. And for a bathroom rug, maybe actually this colorful. To just take something of the heaviness of the tiles. Because presumably this is a rental, they didn't choose the tiles, right? So, but it's not their style, they're not heavy color people, so it's been lightened up with some lighter colors. And now all that's missing is the bedroom. Maybe we have space here for a hobby, depending on the hobby. Maybe something handcrafty, because that I can just, you know, place here. And that's a huge damn empty wall of void and nothingness that I cannot stand. So we're gonna do something about it. Oh. Yeah. And I'm changing the color of the light because I did not forget. There we go. A little more subtle, a little more yellow, a little more homey. And I would say that's the second apartment done. No, it's not. We have the balcony. Oh my god. I'm just giving them a little outside dining space, I think. Okay, now that apartment is officially done. Move on to the third apartment now. And this one I feel like is parents with a smaller child. Like a kid, not a teen. Or a toddler. Somewhat family friendly. If they have a small child, their home should reflect that. But also it's one child, so it's not overly super farmhousey. Family friendly, I think colorful.
I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Get on board. We're soaring on top of
I think I have to have the couch with the back facing the middle of the room. And I like to use this couch or similar couches because it has a blanket hanging over the back. If I have to put a couch as a hallway divider, so to say, then I'd rather it be like this. Because that way it looks at least a little purposeful, like they acknowledge the couches just in the middle of the room. Some more leather to keep the couch company. When watching TV, you can watch the other person cook. Isn't that nice? And then I would like to have some sort of divider between this and the front door. This is a good combination of the orange and the white. That's a good way to get some more of the white in. And maybe a larger bookcase here. Is this light overkill? Mayhaps, but I like it. It feels like something a family home could have, like lots of books and stuff, and a family computer here. I think curtains are gonna be very important. I think curtains are gonna be pretty important here for the feel of the space. That instantly made the space feel warmer and more like a place you want to live in. Instantly helped. Nice. A live, love, love flag is somehow the exact thing that a family like this has, I think. If I put this orange one on the brick wall, I drag a little bit of the orange wallpaper from the other walls over, and this rusty red one on the orange wall drags a little bit of the rusty red stone wall over to that wall. So I like that. Okay, I think I want to start with the parents' bedroom. Grey could be interesting just to, you know, have a bit of a distance to all the color in the main space. I think I want the bed to be here. That way when you wake up in the morning and you turn over to your side, you can actually look out of the window as opposed to, for example, this other bedroom where it's always in your back, which makes for a nice shot, but you won't actually really see it. You put a getting ready mirror here. You could look out the window while getting ready. Now we need a way to blend this style with this style because I still want to use that bed. Gold and round. Gold and round, gold and round. And the color of the wood plus the rattan thing. I may be able to pull this together. And some black, yes. To get a little bit more of the black in. I think I'm pulling this together, my friends. I think it's working. I again had to be a little bit Dr. Frankenstein here. But hey, whatever gets the job done, am I right? I wonder if this is too much. Maybe if I put this more to that side and we put this bed off center with the window. It's a bit grating, but if we make it like if you're going off center, try to at least line things up still, because that way it's a little less grating. So this is now not centered with the window, but the left borders of both the bed and the window meet, and immediately less painful to look at. We still have some symmetry. It looks intentional. Things always have to look intentional. And then because it's a little neat, we also need to decorate a bit of chaos into this. Because I don't think in a family home it's always super neat. Just bringing back a little bit of that veiny aesthetic. I just really want to marry the two spaces together, and I think for how different they were in the beginning, it looks quite good. This may be the way to go. Yes, oh, this is great. Okay. Because it's big enough to fill the space, but not so big that it's overpowering. It hits the sweet spot. One thing we could maybe do, because this is also basically a window, have this here. The door should still be usable. But that way you can block out the entire light if you want to sleep. Now for the kids' room. This could be a study nook, and this could be a sleeping nook. I figure I keep all the furniture, this basic wood, and then just go all out with decoration and toys and rugs and whatnot. Way too big, way too big. I wonder if I really want a toy chest at all, or just scattered toys. Sometimes I prefer that. Or maybe I want this. Yeah, you go away. See, now I can place a toy there, and it looks like the kid has been playing within this toy house. And then something that's totally not fitting, a superhero, because kids do that. The superhero is a farmer now. Sorry about the ghosts, if you can hear them. It's windy and I live in an old house. And yeah, I know the bedding doesn't fit with the rest of the room. I know a lot of people are upset by stuff like this. I actually sometimes do it on purpose because kids have fun bed sheets and they don't always suit the rest of the aesthetic because they just like the way this looks. Isolated. And I find it adds a bit of realism if the bedding doesn't 100% match. I love wall decals for kids' rooms. Especially those that also look a little bit self-drawn. Like this is their space, and in this secure space they're even allowed to draw on the walls, and maybe the parents are even helping. Some posters, because it doesn't always need to be specifically artsy. Especially not in a kid's room. Green! A little bit of a color pop in this very blue room. And now since I went with a sky theme, I want the cloud lamp. And then a night light, of course. Yeah, I like it. We can go and do the balconies. We have one balcony for the entire family and one balcony for the bedroom of the parents. I think the entire family balcony can actually get a grill. In real life, it kind of sucks to grill on a balcony because all your neighbors have to grill with you, whether they want to or not. So it's considered a little rude to do so. But in The Sims, nobody cares. I like to use this, I think, because it looks portable. And I want the white plastic chairs we got with the new foreign pack. And the other balcony, I don't know, this side of the house doesn't get too much sun, so sun chairs don't make a lot of sense. I am thinking maybe just gardening. Maybe the parents come here to relax a little bit and garden for a bit. And then a bench here. And then I think I'm gonna keep with the white theme for that. They just got a set. And there we go. We have 3 apartments down, actually. Hey! 3 more to go. Pain. 3 more to go. We can make it. We can do this. Okay, I'm thinking this one could be a roommate situation with 2 adult bedrooms. And then I would want this divider to maybe even stay that way because I want it to look a little bit self-made, like it didn't come with a house. They did that, so each of them can have their private patio space. Because that way we have like the 1-room apartment with a pull-out bed, the single bedroom couples den, the family home, the roommate situation. We really get a lot out of this for rent feature where we just have different people and different kinds of life just living here. I like that. So let's start actually furnishing the place. This could actually be quite nice because the room is so small and this headboard is quite airy and allows for a more airy, lofty style in the furniture. I almost want to use this one. I've never used it. You know what? I'm gonna. But then I need definitely a different wall color. That does not work. Maybe this one. Maybe if I make this all pastel and cutesy, the other room will be the opposite. Straight lines, bold colors. I'm mixing and matching a bunch of colors and patterns here, so it's not too samey, because that's slightly annoying. It looks like a dollhouse or a catalog page more so than a home. Oh, that even fits. Oh, nice. That's so nice. Maybe I can take the picture frame here. It makes the place look less small. It does look a little weird how far down this painting is. But it is the ideal height for watching television. Does this look stupid or does this look like a cute little setup? Maybe I also want the cookie rug. Making this a little smaller, but I like the idea of this being like these natural sunlight alarm clock thingies. I don't know if you know them. They just wake you up by simulating the sunrise, and this lamp kind of reminds me of that, especially in this color scheme. So this sim is getting there. This lamp fits the theme of this room well. It's a children's lamp, I know, but I don't care. There's adults who like cute little animal-shaped lamps. And it does suit the room very well and the playful atmosphere of it. I do quite enjoy that. So we have the dressing area that is very small, the sleeping area, and the working area, and it's all separated by these sheer curtains that also are a light source. I have to see if I can dim the light a little and make it less grating. I think that's better because it's less intense. Of course, it's also less warm for that reason. I keep the dimmer this low, but I go to very, very yellow. That works. Now I like it better. That's more like it. Oh, and neon. Neon is good. I'm building a little bit of headcanon here, yeah. But I always do that when building, so it's not at all a surprise. And if it is, that's on you. Or you're here for the first time, in which case, hello. Oh, that person could be into art. I want to place it in a way that the top of the cupcake is aligned with the divider in the wallpaper. I think I managed that. Okay. Maybe there can be boxes on top of this too? Because I have the wall height to use, so why not? Adds a lot of storage in one go. Just hard to access storage. Maybe for items you don't need all the time. Nobody knows that this is for a kitchen, right? Some study stuff. I have established that this sim is into art, so why not a hand? It's kind of funny. It's like it's reaching for the heart at the rainbow. It's very maximalist and cute. I think I'll actually leave this wall. It's something the people here have hastily put up themselves, and it's fine. It tells a story that way. And as I said, this sim is gonna do art. I want this, but not as a stool. I fake use it as a little table for art supplies. I will pretend these are tubes of paint. And are there brushes for makeup? Do they really look like makeup, or could I fake them as art supplies? I know it's makeup, but let's just pretend it isn't, okay? Sometimes it's nice to pretend. It's The Sims after all. I have things in my art studio that look pretty identical to that. Hi. One room done, the other room down to go. But before I pick a color, let's see with the wallpapers. By the way, I know a lot of people do wallpapers last, but I feel like wallpapers are more of a limiting factor than furniture is. And so if I have picked a furniture style already and furnished the whole space, then that's very limiting to what kind of wallpapers I can pick. Whereas if I pick a wallpaper first, I'm also sometimes going for the more interesting ones. It's more inviting to do that. I may go for this really bold wallpaper. That could actually be a good call to just make the space more special even though it's small. And that's also what I meant about picking a wallpaper first, because now I can really go ahead and see what kind of furniture goes with that. I'm combining these tables, and I think it makes for an interesting leg option there. And maybe I can use these as a lower shelf. I like it. I do get some enjoyment out of building custom furniture in The Sims. And I want the TV to be off-center to that, lining up with the left edge. I'm really neither here nor there about any of the beds. This would be the only one that I think works, and I don't think it works so well. Now I'm gonna use the blue bed. I'm gonna see about this. So what if we don't use an actual wardrobe and we just act like we have one and use the mirror to do the essentially same thing? We don't need a wardrobe. This is fun, a filing cabinet with maybe like folded clothes in it. Or a locker. Wait. I think the locker is cooler than some actual clothes space. But I think they should go here. I need some of the blue again too. I cannot forget that. The question is if I want it in the colors of the actual furniture or the decoration around it. Just so the bed isn't all alone. Beds get lonely. No, that doesn't fit the vibe. Does this work? This is potentially also stupid. Though I kind of like it. Because then we have the mirrors there. Hold on. Hold on, maybe that's cooler than that. Hold the fuck on. And you should still be able to use that door just fine. Okay, come on. For real now. That's kind of cool. You also have a mirror in front of your bed though. Well, and this, I still don't know about it. It's starting to grow on me a little, I won't lie. But it's also pretty tacky. I am inclined to keep it though, only because it kind of fits, but also because I basically never use this. And I'm always thrilled if I start using items that I don't normally go for. And I naturally use these items and not because it's a challenge or something. Gaming notebook or gaming computer though? No, gaming computer. I think this Sim gets a gaming console actually. If we give this Sim a gaming computer and a television in the Sim's room, I think it's time for a console too. And the bottom shelf comes in clutch. Ew. Can I get it to... Ah, yes. In between the two leg parts. Ah, it fits so neatly. Nice, nice, nice. Maybe the Sim's also into records. Add a little blue again. Maybe we put Frank here. He fits the color theme. And he's cute. When I make rooms, I want some form of contrast as well. And by that I mean this is a very angular, straightforward room with a lot of straight lines. Something that's just soft and cute and round. that adds a little bit of interest, because when everything is angular, nothing really stands out anymore, and we have to avoid that. But of course you have to use that subtly, because if you overdo it, it just has no direction anymore. But a stuffed animal is good because it's also humanizing. Gives the person who lives in the room character. Maybe the high school years rug, because it has the strict lines, but it's fuzzy and soft, and that too can be a more softer contrast. Maybe in this room we can go for this lamp that looks like sheets of paper. This one? Paper puree, yeah. I don't know if I want much more decoration. Maybe a piece here, but not much. Oh, maybe the neon. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cyberpunky. And if we do that, maybe we can also add these. Maybe around the shelves. Yeah, I like that. And I think that's actually enough decoration. Let's do the balcony. Oh yeah! A telescope is nice. I want this room to also be mostly like camping furniture, because I figure if one person has camping furniture, then the other person has too, because otherwise they would have split the real furniture. Okay, common space. This could be the kitchen area. Maybe with a tiled backdrop. If I give them a tiled backdrop, that means other apartments that have a tiled backdrop should have the same tiled backdrop, because this tiled backdrop would be part of the building renovations. So gotta be very careful about what I pick. Maybe something relatively neutral. Furnishing the common space, I really wanted to embrace the student, this roommate lifestyle. And that to me is being colorful, being young, expressing yourself, but also sometimes, having second-hand stuff and just making it work. So I wanted the space to be mostly inviting for parties and having friends over, and I wanted it to be creative and expressive, especially given the fact that the people who live here, established by their rooms, are already creative people and people passionate about things. So the space needed to reflect that, and the space needed to be inviting and social, because they're university students, they're gonna have friends over. So this is kind of also the party zone. It's reflective of their personality traits, but also reflective of the fact that they're young and they're gonna have people over. And so I actually separated the space by giving them a smaller TV nook for like watching TV shows or whatnot, and then having a second area close to where the people sit when they eat, which is a great big dining space for many guests. And that space is like music related, party related, because it is also close to the balcony, and I put a bar on the balcony. So this is kind of the gathering space. You have a smaller TV nook for when you want to watch TV together. That since they both also have TVs in their own rooms, this isn't the most important part of this place. The most important part of this place is having friends over, having gatherings, cooking together, dancing together, making music together, being creative together. I just wanted them to live a life and the space to reflect it. So a lot of hobby items as usual, a lot of items that imply that they're being used, like the coffee mug in front of the couch, just general things that give movement and purpose to the space, because it is a very, very large square basically. And then I moved over to the little nook, and let me tell you, I struggled with that. I moved walls around for like 30 minutes, but in the end I think I did the roommates justice. So I did the main living space, but what am I gonna do with this little nook here? It could have been an office if I hadn't last minute decided to make this a roommate situation. So, idea. These are roommates, and I'm constantly envisioning college roommates, like university students, something like that. Why not college games? We have a selection of games. So we could have a game table, like that's the children's version, but like we could have a game table here. We could have darts here, or a football table. I think I want the table. I feel like that's something that university students would do if they had an apartment with a weird nook. That, like, it was an apartment that was usually designed for families, and that would be a library or a study nook, and now it's a roommate situation, and they have this nook that they don't really know what to do with. So they're like, yo, football table. I feel like that's a university student thing to do. My source is knowing a lot of university students who did similar things. And I really want for decoration from the Get Together pack. By the way, low-key underrated pack. It has a bunch of cool stuff. And one of them is the wall decor of the chalkboard here where they keep score. Because that's kind of the vibes for, you know, the nook with the foosball table. I want to do another staple for university roommate situations, and that is the neon wall. We have some neon wall signs in the one room, but it's mostly cutesy. This classic student neon sign wall is more industrial and less planned out, less carefully curated. There we go. They have a bathroom too, with a mirror that's a little bit more playful and fun, because they're university students. Oh, yeah, a bar sign, because this is their bar. I want this to be, you know, friendly and cheerful and fun, and it can be a little mixed. Like, they have a set personality and they try to accumulate things that fit this personality, but at the same time, they're university students. They don't have much money. They will also just, you know, grab things off the flea market that is damn well right in front of their door, may I add. Okay, family home. Do I have a fitting kitchen for Blue here? Yes, I do. That's exciting. I think we don't need a kitchen island this time. I'd rather have the space for a dining area. I think this family could actually be one with a toddler. And so they're getting a high chair. Maybe they also get a TV wall. No, I actually like that. I think that's a nice use of space. And now I only have to get a sofa in here that I like, even though it's gonna be with a back to the entryway, which I dislike. Maybe the round one, because it always looks a little off to a wall, because it's round, and it's kind of designed to be in the middle of a room. And it is yellow and blue. Anything that's portable and very portable looking is automatically lightweight. That's good. So they have a toddler, and I am thinking maybe they are also the ones who have a pet. They could have a cat, because they have room here for a cat tree or something. And the bedroom space is large enough to put a desk in there, and since they have a toddler, they don't need a family PC that the kid can use. I think that works. Oh, that's blue and the wood color. It's very similar to the apartment underneath it. But still different. It's kind of wacky, but I like that. Yeah, I think the common space is ready to be really decorated. So, this is where I turned off my mic, so I could build in peace and eat some snacks next to it. And guess who forgot to turn it back on? And so for the rest of this video, enjoy voice over me. But basically, what I did now was furnish the last of the regular apartments. And as you can tell by the length of this video, I'm not gonna fit in the loft, and I'm not gonna fit in the outside of the building, and I'm not gonna fit in the 2 businesses. So this will be a 3-parter, and part 1 is just the regular apartments. And yeah, since this last regular apartment is a family-based apartment, I wanted this to be reflected in it, so I scattered toys everywhere in the common space. And I kept with my blue and yellow color scheme. Even outside I kept with the wood color, and I gave them a blue barbecue just so this all still felt cohesive. And then I basically realized this toddler's room is huge and I needed to make it smaller. So I cut out a very weird shape and had to redesign the hallway. And then I had this hole to fill in the hallway where I basically stuck a couple of plants. And now both the parental bedroom and the toddler's room are pretty weirdly shaped, but it's gonna work out in the end. I went for a darker, bolder color scheme for the wallpapers and then decided for a light, pastel-y, beigey, pinky color scheme with everything else. And I gave the bed a custom headboard to fit more with the rest of the furniture. And I built them a custom wardrobe / bookshelf because, again, this is supposed to be the bedroom and the office for the parents, so I was gonna have this space to be multifunctional in a way. So it was also supposed to have multifunctional storage, which made it all the more important that I kept with the light colors for the furniture and the darkness of the wallpaper, because the darkness of the wallpaper makes the room more soothing for the night, but it would get pretty heavy if I wouldn't balance it out. And if you spend time here working and time here sleeping, it shouldn't be so heavy and overburdening. It should be relatively light. When it came to decoration for paintings, I tried to stay on the lighter side as well. I tried to repeat the peachy, pinky, reddy, beigey colors. And then I tried to put in multiple light sources instead of just one very bright one. And for the balcony, I stayed fairly simple because I didn't think they would spend so much time on there. The toddler's room had this weird nook. I made that entirely storage, like an inbuilt shelf. Those are pretty common in old houses. And then the rest of the toddler's room is chaotic. Just like the other kids' room, I wanted this to have the vibe of a very functional room. That means the parents use it to change diapers, the kid uses it to play and learn, and I wanted it to have a lot of movable parts so that potentially the kid would move things around by themselves, trying and learning, like a lot of boxes that can be pulled, a lot of chaos that ensues. But also, once the kid grows, you can just put some of the movable parts out. And I gave the child the giant play tent as well. That made a lot of the chaos happening because it's just so huge and it takes up so much space. But I thought it was pretty plausible for a toddler's room. It made sense for the space. And while it is chaotic, it also seems realistic. I just gave the child basically its own little cave. And I worked a lot with decals here, and I had a handmade painting on the door frame. Just things that, you know, are easily changeable once the kid grows, because you expect change at that age. So this is all very flexible decor, basically. And the bathroom, fairly standard to the rest of the units, again with individualized items here and there so that it looks more like this family's bathroom. And that's then basically it. And in the next part I will furnish the loft as well as the outside of the building and the hallways. So stay tuned. And I hope I see you in the next video and the video after that one, because then I will furnish the businesses downstairs. See you then, bye!